My name is Teresa Avendano. I am the owner of South Bay Popups here in Los Angeles. I started during the pandemic. We were all stuck at home and small businesses were closing, and there was a need to create like a safe space in our area, which is the South Bay Harbor area. The First Christian Church in Wilmington, we started doing pop-up markets there. I did it at the church so we can give back to the community. So the church was trying to actually do like food drives and toy drives. So we kind of connected in that way. So we created this outdoor market for them to also be able to, come together, and for their congregation to also be part of the market, and for us to like create funding for programs that they needed. The car culture itself has a very negative stigma. So, we wanted to give it a different light, that we're all community-based, we're all family. Most of the clubs, they're either related to each other, we're all from the same area. Some of them, their wives were vendors, their husbands were vendors. So it just kind of started just integrated together. And then out here in the South Bay, in the Harbor area, we didn't have that. We would have to go to Whittier, we had to go to Elysian Park, or just other areas outside of our community here. So we wanted to keep it out in Wilmington, Pedro, all these areas out here. I mean, it's evolved. It started as a little market with 10 vendors and 5 cars, right? It's evolved to I've gotten the pleasure of doing my own individual show at the convention center this last summer. I was privileged to be able to do the LA Auto Show, which was a dream. All we can do is just continue to move forward, like continue to create spaces for our car clubs and our solo riders and everybody to be shown off. I mean, I don't know yet. I think it's just continuing to create space and just kind of going with what we're doing. Biggest challenge is I'm a female in lowriding, and there's not a lot of us that create shows, but it's been a real challenge, especially when you're an outsider, you're not from a club, you're a solo rider, or whatever the reason is. I think that's been the hardest. Location is also a challenge because the cities give you a lot of regulations. Again, the stigma around lowriding, that's also a barrier we have to keep pushing through. But we do a lot of fundraising with our car shows, so we take a lot of pride in that too. So that's a good part. I think that's one of the biggest wins out of it. And I mean, me personally, it's also meeting all the people that I've met. I have, whether it's a vendor, like my best friends are vendors, my husband, my son, they're vendors. So we've been able to integrate our vendor community with our car community. Like, they know each other. Like our car clubs, they're super supportive. Like, that's the biggest plus, like they're family. Like if it wasn't for the car clubs and the vendors coming together, the shows wouldn't exist. So there is no show without vendors and the car, right? So just kind of integrating that. We're a tight group, especially us out here in the South Bay Harbor area. We kind of all roll together. So I think that's been the biggest plus out of everything. I have long-standing relationships with people that I can trust, and we kind of stick together. So that's beautiful. Just a little kid looking at cars from the outside. I've always loved it since I was young. I would go to shows. It's just I've always been a car enthusiast. I finally got to buy my own car in December. She's not running yet, but she'll run eventually. A 1951 Fleetline. So eventually, I'll be able to drive her, but right now she's getting fixed. And y'all know how that goes. Anybody that's fixed cars, it takes forever. But it's just always been a car enthusiast. So the fact that I have the privilege to work with everyone and do what I'm doing and create a safe space for everyone, that's what matters. Just to even be considered for the show was amazing because, again, it's a privilege, right? Not especially, when you think of the LA Auto Show, you think of more modern, new wave cars, new things that are coming out. So the fact that they wanted the lowrider community and our version of the car community in there was an honor. So we brought in a lot of street cars. Of course, we had the beautiful show cars, but street cars that were drivable, from Volkswagens to, we had Harleys. We had a little bit of everything in there. We're not reinventing it. I'm not recreating car shows. Right? Everybody's been doing this, and it's an honor to follow the people that have done it. But this is my own little stamp in the community, to do it with the way we do it.